late this morning, headed into work. If you're new here, I am Bree, and welcome to the channel. If you are one of our longtime followers from the podcast to the other channel to now, and you're still subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's Monday morning. I am rushing because I am going to work in the office, but I also have my mammogram this morning. Ladies, make sure you get your mammogram and that you're on top of your health. So I am going to stop and get that done. As you know, most of the time it's really quick. It doesn't take long. And then I am going to head into the office to work. So I just wanted to say, everybody have a great morning, and I will catch you later. Welcome back to the blog, everybody. I am Bree. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, welcome. If you are one of my longtime subscribers from the podcast days or just from the other channel days before we changed the new direction, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for staying on. I am doing, as you guys know, a 7-day challenge, a shy vlogger challenge, to press myself and push myself into being consistent on YouTube with the new direction of my channel, and also get me used to being in front of the camera. A lot of my other channel and podcasts and those things, I wasn't in front of the camera, so I was very comfortable with that. I don't really like being in front of the camera, but in an effort to make myself uncomfortable and do uncomfortable things, I am moving this channel in a new direction, and that means being on camera more. So today I'm going to do something a little different. As I take this channel in a different direction, one of the things that I love is reading. I'm an avid reader. I'm a Kindle girly. I'm a book girly. Matter of fact, I'm going to the Chicago Urban Book Expo Cube at the end of September. It's going to be my first time in Chicago. I'm very excited to see some of my favorite authors. And y'all know that we have trouble getting our hands on physical copies. So I'm trying to get my Jacquel J books. I'm trying to get my L. Kaysen books that I haven't been able to secure. And anything else that I find, you know, while I'm dilly-dallying around. But what I want to do, if not once a month, maybe every other week, is have a book conversation for those of you that are also book girlies. Now, we know we love our urban fiction, we love our black romance, we love our fantasy romance, which is something that's new to me, but I'm totally hooked on. We love our smut, we love a good street thug, we love a good preacher, pastor book, church book, all the things. And so as we get started with that, I really wanted to take some time to kind of go over some of my favorites, some of my recent buys. As you can see, I've got a stack here of some of my favorites. Those of us that love the Ethic and Butterfly series, we know that we've already pre-ordered Butterfly 6. It's going to be the end of the series. I have Butterfly, let me see, 1, 2, and 3. I will be buying 4 and 5 because by the time 6 comes, I want to have the whole collection. I have all of the Ethics. And I had a conversation, or I saw a conversation last night on Threads about your favorite MMCs or your favorite book boyfriends. And I was like, you know, let me do a little video and talk about some of my favorite books that I've read this year, some of my favorite series, and some of my top 5 book baes or MMCs. And for those of you that are not in the book community, MMC is main male character or male main character, and FMC is female main character. So you will see the abbreviations and all of that. So we know that we've got like I said, Butterfly 6 is dropping in September. I've already got my copy pre-ordered it months ago when she first put it on sale. So I can't wait to get my hands on it. And yes, my nails are still not done. I'm going to do them tonight. Judge somebody else. Don't judge me over there. But I have some of my favorites here. And I figure that either once a month or every other month that I can either talk about what I've read for the month, I can talk about what I'm reading mid-month or something like that. If you guys are reading something or you know of a good book that I may like, I kind of told you the ones that I like to read. And I read nonfiction too, but I went so long with not reading fiction because I was focused on work, and I was in school finishing my degree, and I was working on my certifications, and I was doing life, that reading was, as much as I love it, was not high on my priority list. As soon as I finished my last certification and I said no more, I'm no more school, no more degrees, no more certifications, I started back reading fiction, and it has brought so much joy back to my life. And now I think probably over the last 7 to 8 months, I've started buying physical copies because, and this is a serious conversation, we know that AI is changing things. We can't rely on digital copies. We can't rely on books and real information. So we really need to make an effort to build out your own libraries at home. Make sure you have personal books and personal copies and things to pass down to your kids, your grandkids, your nieces and nephews, your family, because we don't know when these things are going to go away. And we're living in a time where we just really cannot take anything for granted. Physical copies of music, of books, of art, of encyclopedias, dictionaries, all the things. Get your hands on them and hold on to them so that you have access to real factual information. But sidebar, let's get back to the fun books. So one of the books I wanted to show you all was The 19th Hole. And the reason that I love this book, it was a very good story. But let me just say, Evelyn Latrice, not only did she write the heck out of this book, y'all, but the book is so beautiful. I got the hard copy when she put it on her website. I try to buy directly from the author if I can. But let me tell you something. This book is thick. It's hardcover. It's so beautiful. Of course, it's signed. But the book was just so gorgeous. It really made me happy to have it in my library. It's a very good story. If you haven't read it, pick it up. I can't say enough about it. I also have her latest book, Watercolors. It's very thick, very good story. I didn't get the hard copy, although I'm tempted to. I may do that later on. But right now I've got the paperback, and it is a thick book with a beautiful cover. Artwork is 10 out of 10. Now, we just got through talking about Ethic. This is my favorite male character. He is a man of all mans. Ethic really messed me up reading this story because now, as a single woman, I compare a lot of men to Ethic. And it is so hard because I really have to try to train my head to realize this man is fictional. But baby, he is all of that and then some. But this story is good. The characters got us hooked. And really, if you listen to the audio like I do, Nicole Small is my favorite all-time female narrator. She is just the GOAT in my book. I will say it 10,000 times. Nicole Small is my favorite female narrator. And right after her is Tree Taylor. And they both have read Ethic. They both have narrated Ethic, but Nicole does an amazing job with the voices for the characters, and the story is good. And it's just one of my favorite books. It's one of my favorite series. Like, I had to have all the copies. Following up Ethic, is Butterfly, also by Ashley Antoinette. Most of y'all have read these books, but we are so caught up in these characters, the cliffhangers. Another one of my favorite male characters is Amik. He is my number 2 favorite book bae, favorite favorite male character in a book. Like I said, I have 2. So I really need to get the last 2 before she releases B6. It will be coming in September. I'm ready. Can't wait to get my hands on it. I'm hoping she releases the audio the same time she releases the book. We know that Wesley Siobhan is doing the narration, and that's going to be tough for me. And I like Wesley, and I know that she's going to do an awesome job and knock it out the park. But I think I've just gotten so used and attached, not just used, I've gotten attached to Nicole's narration of the majority of Ethic and Butterfly. It's going to be real hard for me to get out of listening for her voices that she does for the characters. But again, I love this story. I love these characters. They get on my nerve, but I just have to I hate for the story to end, to be honest. I really do, but I'm excited to see what's gonna go on. And also for Ethic and Butterfly, I replay these books on audiobook several times. Like some days I just be like, I wonder, I need to go back and hear that part when Amik told Morgan XYZ, and I will go back and play just specific parts for that reason. That's how tied up into these characters I am. Like, I miss them when I haven't heard from them in a while, or I haven't read in a while. So again, these 2, 10 out of 10, I recommend. Now, for those of you that love Grey Huffington, you know that Luca is another top dog. The Eisenberg series, the whole family. I do have all of them. We know that Grey Huffington just had her store open yesterday and the day before for Bear Day, which is Luca's day. It's the day the anniversary of when she wrote this book and dropped it. I already have the whole family except for the mom. So I didn't need to buy anything for Bear Day except Laura, the mom. I have Luca, I have the dad, I have Lyric, I have Lake, I have even Liam, the dad. So I have the whole family except for Laura, and I ordered that yesterday. I was really good. That was the only thing I bought. So yes, if you have not read the Eisenberg family series, it's very good. This is another one too that I will go back and replay sometime, mainly Lake, because baby, Lake was a mess. Now this is another one that I love, 1201. Baby, this book was some foolishness, right? But I liked it enough. I've listened to it twice. It's a little smuttish. No, it's not a little smuttish. It is, but it was something that I hadn't read before. It was another take on some things. I like it. I wanted the physical copy, so as soon as it was available, I checked a couple of times, and I signed up for her Bella J's newsletter. And so as soon as it was available, I scooped it right up. Of course, it is, she left me a note in here. She gave me a card and all of that. It is signed. So I love collecting my books. But that story, baby, I think I may pull this one out on New Year's Eve and do a reread. Yeah. Now this story right here, y'all, I didn't expect this book to get me caught up as it did. I've read it twice already, and it's a fairly new book. It's a fairly new series, and I've already read, she just released the second one maybe a month or so ago, maybe 2 months, and I've already did a reread of both books. And that is none other than Gold by Sarah Feeney. Baby, Rich Carter. That's another one of my new favorite men and main male characters in the book. Look how thick this book is, y'all. I've already read this series, and then she released Gold 2. This is the follow-up. Look how thick this is. I've already read this twice, back to back. And it's signed, of course. You know, have you ever, as an older chick, like I say, I'm auntie, I'll be auntie, it's all cool, it doesn't bother me. But when I was reading Gold, and especially Gold 2, I found myself was like, yes, niece, yes. Because baby, the way that this young girl was running through these pockets of these men, and of course it's fictional, everybody's rich, everybody, but Gold had game. She had a way about herself, and the way she moved, she didn't always make the best choices, but it was just something about her that had people hooked and in her trance and doing whatever. She was that chick. And I was like, if that was my niece, I couldn't do nothing but be proud of the way she was moving and dealing and had these men tripping over their feet and tripping to do whatever for her. Like, I was like, get them, niece, get them. I mean, I couldn't do nothing but take my hats off of it. This book is so good. The other side characters in this story are also very, very good. This has probably been one of my favorite series that I've read recently. It's a newer series. She hasn't written 3 yet, but as soon as she does, I'm stopping whatever I gotta do. Whatever I'm doing at the time, I will be stopping to read the follow-up, Gold 3, because she wrote the mess out of these books. And again, they so thick. The books are so thick, it's like, how can you not want to own these in your library? And I feel like this is also a coming of age book that I would lend. But you know, as a auntie, a big sis, sometimes you want to pass a little game or pass something along to a woman or a young girl at a certain point in their life. And I hope that when I get to a certain age that I run across a young woman in my life that I feel like could benefit from the lessons in this book. And I want to be able to put her onto it. Now, this story right here, everybody knows Demon's Dream. Damien Montana is another. Demon is who you gonna call in an emergency. Like, don't call nobody but him, and maybe the person in the book I'm gonna show y'all next. Look how thick this is, and we all know this book had so many of us in a chokehold. At the beginning, all you're thinking is, oh my God, this book is so long, so many chapters, so many pages. But then once you get into it, you did not want it to end. And not only did you end up having affection and understanding for Damien, aka Demon, but also a lot of us really go crazy over Smoke Salinas, the other male character in the book. And we all know that one scene at the wedding. You see it all, people talk about it. I see people reference this scene, and I already know what they're talking about, because it was so it was so crazy. And everybody loved that scene at the wedding so much that when the audio finally dropped earlier this year, most people went straight to the wedding scene to listen to that, because we need to hear that vocally. And then they went back and read and listened to the rest of the book. So I have this on audio, I have it on my Kindle, I have it in physical copy. It's gonna always be, in case of emergencies, I need a Damien Demon Montana in my life, and a Smoke Salinas. This other book is my other male that I would want somebody to call in case of emergencies. Dr. Bell. This book right here, let me tell you, this book was so good to me. I could not wait for it to go on sale. I was checking Monique's site. I was checking her website. It feels like almost weekly. I would even try to put it in my cart knowing it was sold out. So when I finally got my hands on this, and it took me a while to get it, I didn't even care. I did not even care, because the way that this man shows up in this book, baby, call him in case of emergencies. Call them two together. But this is the Niceville Shores series. I've read the other books in the series, and I probably will get them at some point. But right now, I was just so engaged with Dr. Bell and how he moved and how he did things. That was my main concern, was securing this book. Eventually, I will add the others though. Very good book. If you have not read it, download it on your Kindle ASAP. And so this video doesn't get too long, I wanted to bring up another book that was completely out of my element. I don't even read books like this. Matter of fact, I kept seeing this book and I kept scrolling past it because I'm like, I don't read stuff like that. This is like a cross between urban fiction and fantasy. And it is The Secret World of Maggie Gray. Right now, this book is lighting up threads. It's lighting up the book world. This book there are 5 books. I've got 3. So I'm still collecting the other ones. I'm also was such a fan of this author and her writing in this series that I joined her Patreon, and I don't do that often. But I joined Granger's Patreon, so I was able to get a pre-order of book 4, I believe, Mortal Affairs. It was just released, but I've got, matter of fact, it's shipped out today. I've got the indie copy. And this is another thing. I'm so late to this author that I am not able to get her indie copy, her indie covers, because now she is publishing and they're being released in stores. I actually got this from Barnes & Noble. I got the second one, The First Family, from Barnes & Noble. But going forward, if I can get any of the others indie copies, because I like, these covers are great, don't get me wrong, but I like the indie covers better. And I just think it's always great as a book collector if you can have those first edition, those indie covers. Those are very, very special. But this story had me so engaged. I was literally laughing, kikiing, and rubbing my feet together, y'all. This book is so funny. It's so good. It's about the Black kids from Atlanta at a mythical HBCU. And everything is underground. So it's just, again, I normally don't even read these type of books, but I had read two books back to back that were very trauma filled and heavy, and I needed something lighthearted. I needed something different. And I don't know what finally made me download this onto my Kindle and read it, but I am so glad that I did. And I told you guys that Tree Taylor is my second favorite female narrator behind Nicole Small. Tree Taylor does all the female audio, the female narration for the entire series so far. Her voice is so soothing, and it almost became like a comfort for me to re-listen to. I've probably re-listened to this series 2 or 3 times already. And one of it is because Tree Taylor's voice narration of the characters is so good and so soothing. It almost became like a comfort to me to hear it in the background or in my earphones as I'm working. But this entire, And I know some people are judgmental about certain things. And like I said, I never would read these type of book either. But I promise you, if you give it a chance and be open to something different, you will find some enjoyment in these books. I was not expecting to enjoy this series as much as I did. Now I'm in the girl Patreon, so I could read the side stories and I can get the indie covers when they drop. Like, I am all in. And she is such, and another thing, she's so new in her journey as an author. It feels good to support her. A young Black woman. She went to an HBCU. She's from Atlanta. She is a writer's writer to the point where she writes and she puts stuff in her Patreon, her side stories. She consults with her readers. She feeds her readers, just engaging with them in her Patreon. And I think a lot of authors sometimes see, and yes, it's a business. It's a craft, but it's also a business. And I think sometimes people will take advantage of readers, especially when they get a large following and start to see readers as a money grab, and they just sucking money out of you and dollars out of you at every turn. I don't get that from Granger. I'm happy to support her because it's a reciprocal relationship. It doesn't just feel like she's throwing everything at the wall to make it stick so she can get money from you. And then also the writing is thebomb.com. Like, this girl is so gifted. I really see this as a step. And I know she has other books that she writes under her name, Desiree. So I probably will be going back and reading those also. But right now I'm stuck on the Maggie Gray series. It's so good. It's so different. And sometimes it's good to read something different. And it's so much crazy stuff going on in the real world. I do feel like not only the fantasy books, but just fiction in general, I feel like it is a form of, just like TV, it's a form of entertainment. It's a form of escape. It's a form of relaxation for me to be able to get caught up in these stories. So these weren't really book reviews. If you guys want that going forward, we could probably work that in. Like I say, maybe every other week or once a month, I can kind of go over what I read, or if I read something really good, I could bring it to y'all and I can put them into a playlist and we can have a book playlist. But right now, those are just some of my favorite series, some of my favorite books, and really some of my favorite male main characters. Because as somebody that's dating, I think too, it's also been good to read certain characteristics and remember what romance is. Remember how well a man should treat you, and like they say, if he wanted to, he will. And we all know in these books, they always want to when they do. And so I don't have any. I'm knee deep in the Jacquel J books. Also, I don't have any physical copies. I hope to change that when I go to Cube at the end of September. I hope to come home with the whole series. Menace is my favorite book in the Jacquel J Delgado, Inferno, Caselli whole universe. But I do hope that I can get the others. And I don't have any shelf space for them, so that'll be me getting another bookshelf. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of share. I thought it was a good opportunity to use this as a video today. I don't want to make this too long. So thank you for joining me as I talk about some of my favorite books, some of my favorite series, and certainly some of my favorite main male characters. Next time I'll do some of my favorite female main characters. And drop down in the comments and let me know what you're reading. What are some of your favorites? Give me your top 5 MMCs or your top 5 book bays. Let me know who you rocking with. Y'all know who I got. I got Ethic. I got Amik. I got Dr. Bell. I got Damon Montana, Menace Caselli, and Rich Carter from the Gold series. Those are my favorites right now that I'm rocking. Oh, and I don't have the Danger series, but Diamond Danger is also one of my top favorite male characters. If you know, you know. See you guys later.